Good day everyone, I am Marty Widirin. So this is the continuation report of Group 6. So my topic is all about laws on arson. So arson laws vary by jurisdiction, but generally arson involves intentionally setting fire to property or land. So arson laws vary by jurisdiction, but generally arson involves the intentional burning of property. So intentional yun siya nga pag-burn sa usa ka property ang arson. So penalties depends on the factors like the extent of damage, intent, and whether there were any injuries or fatalities. So nakadepende ang penalties ug unsa kagrabe ang damage sa usa ka property. So next is there are three principal causes of fire, namely men, women, and children. So this statement still has considerable significance because most of the more than 1.25 million building fire that occur every year in United States and Asia countries, particularly here in the Philippines, are caused by human error, either of omission or commission. So, mo makaingon sa ang mga tao atong mga human errors tungod sa ay makaingon tungod ma-create ang fire. So, makapabata man or mga laki bayi, mga tigulang, so nadyo tayo human error. So, for example, sa human error kanang natay mga ipang saksak, nya dili nato ang tantangaw niya. For example, mulakaw ta, nya for example, ana atong mga gadgets, appliances, ug ma-overcharge na siya or ma-reach na ang maximum ana nga heat, mo na siya maka-cause o fire. So, mo na siya makaingon nga masunog. Then, in the Philippines, under the DILG or PNP law, the Bureau of Fire Protection and Public Safety is the main government agency responsible for the prevention and suppression of all destruction fires on buildings, houses, and other structures, forests, and transportation vehicle and equipment, ships or vessels, dock piers or major seaports, petroleum industry installation, plane crash, and other similar incident, as well as the enforcement of the fire code and other related laws. In addition, file the proper compliance with proper authority that has jurisdiction over the case. So, ang Bureau of Fire Protection and Public Safety, so mao ni siya mo responsible para sa kanang for example na mga sunog-sunog, so sila ni responsible ani. So na-under na sila sa DILG or PNP law. The next is what constitute arson. So unsalan para mabuo ang usa ka arson. So first is burning. There must be burning or changing the fiber of the wood must be destroyed or decompose its identity or physical state. So kinahanglan na anong burning masunog jud siya or na mausob ang iyahang physical state or ang iyahang porma tungod kay nasunog or na-destroy na decompose siya. Then second is willfulness. So the act was done purposely and with intention. So kanang imo yung willingness, kanang imo yung kagustuhan nga buhaton ang usa ka butang or sunugon nimo. So mao ko na siya usa sa makakuan sa arson. Then third is motive, the moving cause that induces the commission of the crime. So motive or unsa lay imong motibo. For example, imong motive kay kuan ng gasilos ka sa usa ka tawo, so mo na imong motive maong sunugon nimo sa kabutang. Then malice, it denotes hatred or desire for revenge. So kanang mo kuan ka, kanang mubalos ka sa ka tawo maong nakabuhat ka o kanang for example imong sunugon ilang balay kay kuan kanang gasilos kaniya kay gikuan nimo for example imong uyab kanang gidaskartian, so gasilos ka, mo na siya malice. Then intent, the purpose of design with which the act is done and involves the will do the act. So intent or intention nimo nga anong imong gibuhat ang usa ka crime or nganong intention nimo nganong imong gisunog ang usa ka property. So mo na siya. So mo ni siya maka constitute sa arson kaning warning, willfulness, motive, malice, and intent. Then next is corpus delicti, or what is corpus delicti? So it refers to the body of crime. It's the principle that a crime must be proved to have occurred before a person can be convicted or committing a crime. So ng corpus delicti it is the fact of that crime was committed. So mo ni siya kanang pamatuod nga na naadjud ang usa ka crime kay ang corpus delicti body of the crime man ni siya. So for example sa investigation dili ka makaingon ka gisurog na siya, gisurog ang usa ka butag ya walay corpus delicti or walay body of crime. So factor involved sa corpus delicti first is burning. So that there was fire that may be shown by direct testimony of complainant, fireman responding to the crime, and other witness of the fire incident. So, dapat na yung burning, mo dyan siya first involved sa corpus delicti, na dyan makita nga sunog or burning. Then, second is crime design. So, crime design is a willful and intent action done must be shown. So, muna siya ang crime design or ang willful og intent sa pagbuhat sa usa ka crime or sa pagsunog. Then number 3 is evidence of intent. So evidence of intent when the valuables were removed from the building before the fire and the ill feeling between the accused and occupants of the building involved or born. So mo na siya evidence of intent. So mo na siya kanang factors involved sa corpus delicti kaning burning, crime design, and evidence of intent. The next is basic lines of inquiry. So points of origin of fire. So initially, the important point to be established is the point of origin of fire or what a particular place in the building the fire started. So ang pinaka-importante jud sa kaning fire o sa points of fire of origin kay ma-establish jud or ubalaan jud og asa jud kagikan ang fire. For example sa usa ka building asa jud siya gasunod sa asa nga floor siya gasugod o kanang ga-start ang usa ka kalayo usa na sunog ang whole nga building. So muna siya sa points of origin. This may be obtained or established by an examination of witnesses, by the arson investigator, by inspector of the debris at the fire scene, and by studying the fingerprints. So ma-detect o ma-establish na siya o mabala na siya if na nakita or na mga witnesses. Then i-undergo siya o kadang arson investigation, mga inspectors. Then makakuan pa na siya, mabalan pa na siya by studying the fingerprint of fire. The next is the fingerprint of the fire. So this occurs during the pre-burning stage of the fire, or which it undergoes pyrolysis, composition, or heated gases move upward on the walls, leaving a brown pattern. So after ni siya sa kuan kanang pre-burning stage or kanang wala na kalayo o sa makadako kanang pagbulong sa fingerprint of the fire. So the fingerprint of the fire refers to the unique characteristic left behind by a fire, which can provide clues about its cause, such as pattern of burn mark, residue, and distribution of damage. So fire investigators use this clue to determine the origin and cause of the fire. So ang fingerprint of the fire mo na siya gamiton nga clue para ma-determine ang origin or kanang cause of the fire para mo siya gamiton clue sa mga fire investigators. Then witnesses must be questioned as to. So mo na siya i-question. For example, sa witness, question na siya sa investigator. So first is his identity o iyang pagkakakilanlan o kinsa siya. So muna siya first. Then what attracted his attention o say naka-attract sa iyang attention. For example, ang naka-attract sa iyang attention kay nakabantay siyang naiga-aso. So unay kanang naka-attract sa iyang attention nga nakabalo siya nga naisunog kay naiga-aso. Then the time of observation unsang orasan niya naobserbahan ang for example ang sunog ana. Then his position in relation to the fire at the time of observation. So his position o kung saan ba siya, silingan ba na sila na or na ba siya sa sulod dito sa kanang nahitabuan sa fire or sa gawas ana. Then exact location of the blaze. So kanang iya nga exact location asa for example nasunog ug asa siya dapit, asa siya usa iyang exact location nga nakita niya ang usa ka kalayo or sa pagsunog. Then the rapidity or speed of fire. So kanang kung tanong po siya kung saan jud gikusga ang pag spread sa fire o pagkalap sa fire. Then color of flame and odor if she is in position to observe this. So kanang kung tanong po siya kung sa color o sa lay baho sa kanang sa fire or sa for example sa aso. Mabalaan jud na sa ug naa jud ka didto, naka-observe jud ka sa sunog, so mabalaan jud nimo for example guma. So mabalaan jud nimo ng baho sa guma. Then next is kaning size and intensity. So size og gidak-on or kanang gikusgon sa tawag ana sa fire. Pangutan po kaana. Then any other person in the vicinity seen by the witness. So pangutan po ka kung nakita imo mga person nga uban nga nakita nga for example duol dito sa nahitabuan sa sunog for example o kisay nakita nimo nga naa dito dapit sa sunog or kanang mga tawo nga before pa na kuan ang sunog kisay naa dito nga imong naobserbahan nga nakita before pa nila ko kalayo. Kay pangutanon po usahan po to sila sa mahimong si tawag anang mahimong suspect or mga question po na sila sa kanang pag-investigate na sa kuan ng crime o kanang tawag nga arson or pagsunog. Then note fire setting mechanism. So kaning fire setting mechanism, so nang refers ni siya sa kuan ng process of method by which a fire is intentionally ignited. So kanang mo ni siya kanang kalabanan nga may tabo nganong ignite jud ang usa ka fire. So first is matches. So kabalon mo jud sa nga mo ignite jud basta kanang posporo. Then candles nang mo siya hinungdan. For example kanang natay mga kandila niya patumba makuan sa makuan sa laing object nga daling masunog mo na makakuspod siya og kanang kalayo mo makasunog. Then electric system atong mga gadgets, mga appliances. Then mechanical means. Then chemical method. So mga chemical means usa itong mga chemical for example ana jud kadali kay masunog, ang dali kay ma-ignite kanang mga kuan na gasolina o dyan na siya kalabanan nga dali kay mo ignite. The next is motive. So fire are set by, so first is person with motives, then second is person without motive. So for example aning person with motive is kanang employee or such other person who has grievance or kanang for example na siya kalagot sa iyahang for example sa ilahang boss or sa ilahang manager. So yung sunugon ng usa ka building tungod kay na siya kalagot or for example trabaho ka sa usa ka kanang company na usa ka building na kay kalagot ba nang nakahinanakit sa imong boss mo nang imong lamang sunugon. So mo na siya kuan person with motive kanang example ana. Then another example kaning those with the desire or conceal evidence of crime. So ang imuhang motive kay para kanang makonceal ang evidence of crime. For example, imuhang ng imuhang gi-rape ang usa ka tawo, for example. So para mabalaan nga dili na wala nimo siya gi-rape, so imuhang gisunog para mawala ang evidence sa rape. So mo na siya conceal of evidence of crime. Then next is those who set fire for purpose of intimidation. So kanang panghadlok ba, purpose of intimidation. So mo na siya sa person with motive pagbuhat sa kanang sunog. Then katong number 2 kay person without motive. So first is those who are mentally ill, kaning naay katong nanay mga sakit ba. Then kaning pathological fire seeter. So kanang nadya po siya sakit kaning pathological fire seeter nga mo kamuha rin siya og kanang pangsunog. Yung kaning psycho pyromaniac. So mao Japon sakit Japon ni siya. Kanang obsessed kaya ni sila nga obsessive desire to set fire to things. So kanang kusog kay magsunog-sunog ba. Mo na siya, for example, sunog na amdi katong mga tawo kusog kay magsunog-sunog kato. For example, tong mga goma, mga hose kay patulo-tulo nya mo man siya makusog sunog. Nanguna ng uban mahimo na siya kanang human error ba. Then kaning ng number 4 kaning psycho. So apil pa ni siya sa person without motive. So kabalo na siya kanang mga kabuangon sa kay na mo dyan kalabanan mo kalitrag panagkot kutan galit na inyong balay. So mo ni siya kuha na siya sa person without motive. In determining motive, the arson investigator must concentrate on the three major factors, namely points of origin, modus operandi, and beneficiaries. So what are the common motive of arsonists? So first is economic gain. So for example, ani kaning kuan ng insurance fraud benefits. Means economic gain yung kaning desire to dispose merchandise, loss of market value, being out of season, lack of raw material, oversupply or merchandise. Then number 2 is profit by the perpetrator other than the insured person. So example ani insurance agent wishing business with the insured person. Then next example is business competitors plan to drive others. Then next is person seeking job as personnel protection. Then next is salvage and contracting wishes to contract another building. Then number 3 is concealment of crime. So when the purpose of hiding a crime or committing a crime, arson was used as a means. So mo to siya. Then number 4 is pyromania. The uncontrollable impulse of a person to burn anything without any motivation. So, for example, ani kaning abnormal youth, epileptics, imbeciles, and morons. Then, other example pa ani hero type, a person responsible setting a building on fire and pretend to discover it, turns the alarm or make some rescue works to appear as hero. So kanang magpahiro-hero ba muna siya gitawag ay usa po ni siya dire sa kuan pyromania. Then kaning drug addicts and alcoholics, so, kanang mga addict o hubog ni kalabanan po. Then sexual deviants and perverts. Then telltale signs. These signs may be obvious that the first fireman at the fire scene will suspect arson. So first is burned building. Then type of building may indicate a set fire under certain circumstances. Then number 2, separate fires. When two or more fires breaks out within a building, the building is certainly suspicious. Number 3, color of smoke. Some fire burn with little or more smoke, but there are exceptions to once the fire has consumed a major proportion, the value of smoke is lost. because the smoke will not indicate the material used by the arsonist. Then, number 4, smoke marks. Experienced investigators will determine the volume of smoke involved at fire and character as residue deposited on walls or elsewhere. Then number 5, color of flame. The color of flame is good indicator of the intensity of the fire. It is an important factor in determining incendiaries. Then number 6, size of fire. The size of fire is important when correlated with the types of all the time received and the time of arrival of the first responder at the fire scene. Then number 7, direction of travel. While it's admitted that no two fires burn in identical fashion, yet it can be shown that the fire makes normal progress through various types of building. Then number 8, intensity, the degree of heat given off by the fire and the color of its flame often times indicate that some accelerants has been added to material normally present in building and investigator must look further for more evidence use of such accelerant. Then number 9, odor. The odor of gasoline, alcohol, kerosene, and other flammable liquids which are oftentimes an arsonist is trapped because of this telltale sign. Then number 10, ng condition of content. Person tending to set their house on fire frequently remove object of value either materially or sentimentally. Then doors or windows. Locked door and obstructed entrance and passageway are sometimes point to an attempt to impeded firemen in their operation to put it out the fire. The next is other types of accelerant. So explosive types of accelerant usually leave little or no residue. So this includes containers, metal parts such as piece of pipe, wire, batteries, and part of alarm clock and tire tracks. The arsonist also may use material on hand such as newspaper, overstuffed furniture, or anything that burns easily. So ang mga arsonist kay gamit yun na sila og katong mga dali dali masunog ng mga things or mga objects para maka-create din sila og fire. Then next is the technical methods in arson investigation. So first is chemical color test detector are tools that provide visible color changes to detect specific substances in forensic investigation. So, chemical color test detector plays a significant role in arson investigation by detecting the presence of accelerant or residue of flammable substance at fire scene. So, chemical color test detector utilize specific chemical reaction between the suspected accelerant and a reagent solution to produce observable color changes. These color changes are indicative of the presence of certain types of accelerant. Then next is the catalytic combustion detector. So a device used in gas chromatography to measure the change in electrical conductivity resulting catalytic oxidation of gas molecules on hot surface, allowing for the detection of various compounds in gas samples. So catalytic combustion detectors or CCD are valuable, valuable tools in arson investigation for detecting and quantifying the presence of combustible gases such as those released from accelerants in fire debris sample. So, catalytic combustion detector are valuable instrument in arson investigation for detecting and quantifying combustible gases present in fire debris sample provided critical evidence that aids in determining the circumstances around the fire incident. Then next is the ionization detector, a device used to detect and quantify organic compounds by measuring the ions produced when they are born in a hydrogen flame. So flame ionization detector or IFID are widely used in arson investigation to detect and quantify volatile organic compounds or VOSC present in fire debris sample including accelerants such as gasoline, lighter fluid, or paint thinner. The next is the gas chromatography. It's a method for separating and analyzing the components of a mixture of gases or volatile liquids based on their different interaction with a stationary phase inside a column. So, gas chromatography is a powerful analytical technique used to separate, identify, and quantify volatile and semi-volatile compounds in complex mixture. Now, it, now it is play I gas chromatography plays a crucial role in arson investigation by analyzing volatile compounds present in fire debris samples. Then next is the infrared spectrophotometer. Analyze substances by measuring how much infrared light they absorb at different wavelength, providing information about chemical composition and structure. So, infrared spectrophotometry works by passing infrared lights through the sample and measuring the absorbance of different wavelengths. Different chemical bonds absorb infrared radiation at characteristic frequencies, producing a unique absorption spectrum for each compound. The resulting infrared spectrum provides information about the functional groups present in the sample. By analyzing the spectrum, investigator can identify the types of chemical bonds and compounds present. So, the continuation of this report by Gilmar Silvano. That's all my report. Thank you.